Stars file this under How You Ain't Know. Kimora Lee Simmons says she's, quote, run into con artists every step of the way, unquote, while reflecting on previous marriages to Russell Simmons and Tim Leisner. Fashion personality Kimora Lee Simmons is opening up about her past relationships. During a recent cover interview, the Baby Phat co-founder admitted to feeling like she was duped by her past husbands, adding that she's been bruised by marriage. Kimora Lee Simmons reflected on her romance with Russell Simmons, business mogul, and former bank manager Tim Leisner, explaining how the drama in the relationships has warped her view of men, discussing first how she feels she's at a point in life where she and her children can survive without a dominant male presence. Quote, I fear that I sound way too much like, screw all the men. We need them. I love them. I love men. That's why I've been married so many times. Were you married so many times? One hears that Tim Leisner was already married and not divorced, allegedly, in my opinion, for educational and entertainment purposes only. Quote, I have beautiful children, but our necessity for men in our life is very minimal. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. It's not giving what it was supposed to have gave. Yeah. Shira 7 makes that extremely clear. And I think Kimora has made some very pro Shira 7 choices in terms of getting her, lifestyle funded and being able to afford to have so many children. But I agree with her that perhaps these husbands weren't all they pretended to be in the first place, which is also a very Shira 7 philosophy, right? After briefly discussing the turbulent time she spent as the wife of Simmons and Leisner, she added, I'm so bruised by it all. I feel like I've run into con artists every step of the way. Well, that's a lot of women, if not most women. Taking a look at the history of the relationships, it's no surprise why Kimora feels the way she does. The fashionista's first marriage to Russell Simmons happened when she was just 23 years old, while he was 41. The pair went on to co-found their popular Baby Phat clothing line and welcomed daughters Aoki and Ming before things turned sour. Now again, Shira 7 and the Level Up Hypergamy Committee all say marry an established older man, which she did. But they got married at 23. That's not when he met her. So that age difference does make it more likely that she will have a tough time discerning what a man nearly twice her age, like what kind of game he's running, what kind of life he's really living, if you get what I'm meaning. Kimora divorced Russell in 2009, and for a while it seemed like the two would maintain a good relationship. However, in the past few years, Russell has gone on to unsuccessfully sue Kimora over stocks they shared together and accused her of keeping their children from him. Well, he's in a whole other land. In a whole other country where there isn't any extradition. If you recall, Aoki and Russell got into a heated online disagreement after the young model blasted her father. In a lengthy social media rant, she claimed that her dad was verbally abusive and threatened to end her modeling career if she didn't take his side over her mother's. What? How are you going to hate from outside the club, Russell? You in, what is it called? Bali? Indonesia? What? Trying to stop your daughter's career? Come on. Come on. Don't you have other things to do? It It seems the chain of negative interactions with her ex caused the two to stop speaking with one another. As Kimora stated in the interview, she hasn't spoken to Russell in years. Wow. And doesn't co-parent with any of the fathers of her children. Surprising. Her second try at marriage doesn't seem to have ended any better. As we've previously covered, Tim Leisner not only took part in a billion-dollar fraud scheme, but quite literally conned Kimora into marriage. During the former Goldman Sachs manager's criminal trial, it was discovered that he forged divorce documents from his previous wife in order to illegally marry Kimora. This happened to be the second time he'd done so, and understandably left their marriage strained, though it's noted they aren't officially divorced at this time. Well, how could they be officially divorced if they were never legally married? Please help me do that math. Despite the hurt from her previous relationships, Kimora says she's focused on her children and building stronger relationships with the women in her life. Along with her 2 children with Russell, the socialite also shares son Kenzo with actor Diamond Hunsu, son Wolf with Leisner, and another son named Gary, who she adopted in 2020. Hey, Gary. Wow. That is certainly a lot of activity, but in the Shira 7 analysis, this is a woman who, outside of her businesses with her husbands, right, investments and money moving around with the husbands, has not had a job or career modeling motherhood, baby fat, Celsius, some kind of energy drink. And that, I think, was the crux of Russell suing her over stock and stock profits, right? I think he thought, oh, I can just leave it to her and wink, wink, she'll kick back the profits to me. And it didn't work out like that, because the faux husband, in my opinion, Tim Leisner, was there, scraping whatever coins he could out of hoodwinking Kimora into thinking that they were actually married. Can you imagine? Now, Kimora is a tall, beautiful woman, and she grown now, no more 23-year-old mind. Or is it that if you don't have life experiences and schooling to help you discern, that you don't get any better at it, right? Where's the suing Tim Leisner for fraud? I haven't heard that publicly discussed. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I mean, wow. But, I applaud her focus on her children and her friendships with other women and, just other people that are not romantic relationships. I don't think you have to put a kind of X across every man in the world, but, dating and marriage and relationships may not be for everyone, right? And she's done that, been there, done that. Now she can do other things, right? It's astounding to me that she's never been a kind of makeup and hair care entrepreneur, that she has never been a fitness kind of guru, because she certainly stays in shape. Maybe it's not of interest to her, but this is an interesting moment. As far as I know, she hasn't really been a biography writer, right? And it certainly seems like there's something, she has a story to tell, unless she's been NDA'd and prevented. I certainly appreciate her work and her legacy and her fashion, but I'm not sure what this helpless kind of, oh, I've been conned, I don't doubt it, but I also wonder about, like, maybe you need to become friends with women who are in similar positions, women of wealth, women of status in the hip hop and fashion world, to get their wisdom and discernment if you don't come equipped with your own. Like, there has to be a way to do better and unravel and disentangle from the Leisner and all those people. I mean, this is a lot of children to raise and school and house and, have, to support as they grow into adulthood. And that's not cheap. So, you know, I'm nosy. I want to know more. What is with this Tim Leisner character? The fake marriage. Let me know your thoughts.